Sebring, Florida, home of the Sebring International Raceway and the second stop of the IMSA WeatherTech United SportsCar Championship.
This 12 Hours of Sebring is tougher than the 24 Hours of Daytona. It's a very, very rough track, probably the roughest track in the world. Just punishes the cars, punishes the drivers. So it's critical to get through that. Traffic's going to be a bear.
This is the 64th running of the famous 12 Hours of Sebring, the oldest road race in the United States.
Sebring, for those of you who don't know, is built on an old World War II era air base, and a couple of the corners, notably turn 1 and turn 17, are on the old runway, and it's settled over time, so it's quite bumpy.
Tequila Patrón ESM arrives with high hopes after winning over all at the 24 Hours of Daytona earlier this year. After qualifying the number 2 Ligier JSP2 Honda in second position behind Olivier Pla, Luís Pipo Derani congratulated his fellow countrymen and remarked to Radio Le Mans that the race would not be won in the opening corner or the opening lap.
Oh, it's going to be a tough race. Starting from first row in second place, it will be a very tough fight with P1. But hopefully we can get through the 10 hours and fight for the last 2 with a good chance of a victory.
It's a long race, it's a hard race. It's probably even harder than a 24-hour race just because of how demanding the track is on the car and on the driver. So we're here to have some fun and see what we do.
Green flag for the 12 Hours of Sebring. Pipo Derani will be the starting driver for Tequila Patrón ESM. He raced fast, but conservatively throughout the first stint, keeping his lap times competitive and in the top 5 positions. Starting in the second hour of racing, the skies opened up, and sporadic rain played a key factor throughout the event as teams down pit lane differed on wet or dry tyre selection. After just 2 hours, Derani, Ed Brown and Scott Sharp had all taken their turns behind the wheel, combating varying weather conditions. Just before the 3-hour mark, IMSA Race Control red flagged the race, calling all cars to pit lane and all drivers and participants to shelter. Pouring rain and bouts of lightning kept the race delayed for over 2 hours.
It's been a nasty day, lots of rain. Hopefully we're done with the worst of it, but we're leading the race, so it's a good thing, and hopefully it dries out, so it's a good race for the fans and everybody will enjoy themselves. But I think we got still a long night ahead of us. So good position so far.
Sharp restarted in 7th position and quickly worked his way up to the front of the field.
It's been a classic Sebring, tumultuous up and down race. The weather's played havoc on everybody. As a driver, you don't mind driving in the rain, but you want it to be wet, or else you want it to be dry. The in-between stuff where it changes every corner, all of a sudden you approach a corner and it's much wetter than you thought, and the car's sliding all over the place, or it's slowly drying out and the team wants to put slick tires on it, but it's not that dry yet. So it's been one of those days for us. We've all dealt with it.
The track began to dry, but intermittent bursts of rain complicated strategy for each competitor's tyre selection. Sharp pitted in 4th, and the team put Derani back on track as the first prototype driver to switch back to slick tires.
With these tough conditions, it's really hard because you never know what to expect. If you push a little bit more, or if you don't, or if you back off a little bit, but in the end everything is working well, and hopefully we can bring this car home in a good position.
Derani worked his way up to 2nd, and Johannes van Overbeek took over to take his first laps of the race, rejoining in 5th position. For over 2 hours, Van Overbeek expertly kept the car in the main fight, never leaving the top 5 positions. He handed the car back to Derani in 4th with just over 2 hours to go. The team made a short, fuel-only pit stop, with 1 hour and 15 minutes left on the clock, gaining 2 spots in pit lane as the rest of the field took full tanks and tyres. In just 2 green laps, Derani took the lead from the 31 Corvette DP with 1 hour remaining in the race. With just 36 minutes remaining, the 12th caution came out, and the 4 leading cars pitted. The number 2 pitted from first place, took tyres and fuel, and rejoined in 4th place. Nerves were high in the final 10 minutes as Derani methodically picked off the competitors one by one. And in an incredible move for the lead, Derani passed Dane Cameron in the number 31 Action Express Racing DP to take the lead and the eventual victory. The win marks Tequila Patrón ESM's second consecutive IMSA WeatherTech SportsCar Championship win, and the team also leads the Tequila Patrón North American Endurance Cup points. Next, the team journeys to France for the World Endurance Championships prologue at Circuit Paul Ricard before the FIA WEC officially kicks off in April.